Madam Speaker reminded the House that on Friday, 4th July 2025, the House was informed that the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation had mobilized resources to support the construction of one piped water scheme in each constituency. Madam First Deputy Speaker informed the House that honourable members were requested to submit 2 proposed sites for each constituency, including GPS coordinates for consideration. She informed the House that she had been reliably informed that the response to this very important call to action had been extremely low.
In that regard, Madam First Deputy Speaker urged all honourable members who had not yet submitted their 2 proposed sites to quickly do so on or before Friday, 18th July 2025, to allow the ministry effectively implement the project without delay.
In the other announcement, Madam First Deputy Speaker reminded the House that on Wednesday, 9th July 2025, when the House was debating the report of the Committee on Cabinet Affairs and Mr. M. Kafwaya, Member of Parliament for Lunte, was on the floor, the Member of Parliament for Mwandi, Ms. S. Fulo MP, raised on a point of order, inquiring whether the Member of Lunte was in order to proceed in the manner he was debating.
Madam First Deputy Speaker informed the House that in responding to the point of order, she inadvertently ruled that the member from Mwandi who had raised the point of order was out of order. Madam First Deputy Speaker further stated that upon review of the record and the context, it was clear she had intended to rule the Member of Parliament for Lunte out of order.
In that regard, Madam First Deputy Speaker directed that the reference to the member of Mwandi as being out of order be expunged from the record, and in its place the ruling should instead state that the member for Lunte was out of order.
After those announcements, Madam Speaker rendered the ruling. Madam Speaker reminded the House that on Wednesday, 11th July 2025, when the House was considering question for oral answer number 289 and Mr. Yota Mutayachalo, Member of Parliament for Chama North, was on the floor, Mr. Binwa Mpundu, Member of Parliament for Kunkana, raised the point of order as to whether Honourable M. Chikote MP, Minister of Energy, was in order not to review the purchase price of electricity by the Copperbelt Energy Corporation PLC from ZESCO Limited due to a non-disclosure clause contained in the bilateral agreement.
Before rendering her ruling, Madam Speaker guided the House on the procedure for raising points of order and the admissibility of points of order in accordance with Standing Order 139 of the National Assembly of Zambia, Standing Orders 2024. Following her guidance, Madam Speaker informed the House that a review of the verbatim record of proceedings of the material day reviewed that Mr. Bimpundu MP did not cite the specific standing order, law or privilege of members, rule of procedure or practice that had allegedly been breached as required by Standing Order 139.3. In that regard, Madam Speaker ruled the point of order raised by Mr. Bimpundu inadmissible.
After that ruling by Madam Speaker, one urgent matter without notice was raised under Standing Order 142, and this one came from Fair Member of Parliament, Mr. Emmanuel Tembo, on the subject matter on why foreign dignitaries alleged shunned the 2025 Zambia International Trade Fair held in Dola. This matter was inadmissible.
After that, the House went on to consider questions without notice during her honor the Vice President's question time.
After that, the House considered the Income Tax Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 9 of 2025, which was read a second time and committed to the Committee of the whole House, and notice was taken at 11:02 hours. That quorum was not formed, and so Madam First Deputy Speaker ordered the bells to be rung. The House counted, and quorum having been formed, business resumed. And I will expect a committee stage of this bill to be taken on Wednesday, 23rd July 2025.
The House also considered the Customs and Excise Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2025, which was read a second time and committed to the Committee of the whole House. Committee stage is expected to take place on Wednesday, 23rd July 2025. The House adjourned accordingly last week on Friday at 12:18. So that's it. That's the business that was considered on the floor of the House last week Friday. In case you missed out, you now have an idea of what transpired on the floor of the House. Just about now, we have a look at today's business.
Yes, today, Tuesday, 15th July 2025, we expect our business of the House to commence at 14:30. And on the order paper, we have announcements if there will be any urgent matters without notice, And we have one ministerial statement that is expected to be presented by the Minister of Community Development and Social Services. This is on the impact of the social cash transfer and cash for work programs.
Will you expect the House to consider 3 questions for oral answer understanding order number 80 and 2 grouped questions for oral answer understanding order number 83, and these grouped questions will be directed to the Minister of Transport and Logistics.
After consideration of those questions, we expect Magoe, Member of Parliament, Mr. Mwemba Malambo, to move a motion urging the House to adopt the report of the Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources on the consideration of the impact of climate change in Zambia for the 4th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 3rd July 2025.
We also expect Brigadier General Sitwala, retired, to also move a motion urging the House to adopt the report of the Zambian delegation to the 15th Ordinary Session of the Plenary Assembly of the Forum of Parliaments of the Member States of the International Conference on the Great Lakes Region, held in Luanda, Angola, from the 20th to the 25th of April 2025 for the 4th session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 26th June 2025.
After consideration of those motions, we expect the House to consider the Animal Health Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, which will be coming at committee stage.
And so there you have it. That's the business that's going to be considered on the floor of the House today. So any time from now, you'll be seeing the Speaker's procession making its way into the chamber. Remember, we're expecting a ministerial statement from the Minister of Community Development and Social Services on the impacts of the social cash transfer and cash flow programs. And of course, the House will consider 3 questions for oral answer and 2 grouped questions for oral answer understanding order number 83.
Question 372 is expected to come from Mpika Member of Parliament, Mr. Francis Kapyanga, and he will be directing his question to the Minister of Agriculture. He wants to find out whether the government has any plans to hand over the ownership of infrastructure at the MAFF site in Mpika district to the Chikwanda Royal Establishment. If so, when the plans will be implemented, and if there are no such plans, why?
We also expect Mr. Sayengo of Kawata constituency to ask the Minister of Technology and Science whether the government has any plans to upgrade Ilinhon College of Applied Arts and Commerce in Lusaka district to a university. If so, when the plans will be implemented, and if there are no such plans, why?
Question 374 will come from Kasama Central Member of Parliament, Ms. Siwongile Mwamba, and she's directing her question to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. She wants to find out a question in 4 parts: whether the government has any plans to start recycling waste to reduce landfill waste. If so, when the plans will be implemented. If there are no such plans, why? And so there you have it, Madam Speaker's procession making its way to the chamber. Keep watching Parliament Television. Good afternoon.
Honorable members of Parliament, Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
Tendency of Zambia, proud and free, land of wealth and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for our rights. We want freedom's fight, oh, one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us, all our people, join as one, brothers free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky. Like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, O one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Remain we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia, praise to thee, O one, strong and free.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to consider with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important responsibilities in this land. Let your blessing descend upon us here in Parliament assembled, and grant that we may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation, in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Order, honorable members, I have a number of announcements. The first one is, honorable members, I wish to acquaint the House with the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the following members of Parliament and staff from the Parliament of Uganda. Right Honorable Joe B. Senyonyi, MP, Leader of Opposition and Leader of the Delegation. Honorable Goreth Namunga, MP, Member. Honorable Nalule Asha Aisha Kavanda, MP, Member. Honorable Charles Ndeva Ndeke, MP, Member. Honorable Brenda Nabukenya, MP, Member. Honorable Kiwanuka Abdallah, MP, Member. Honorable Nsanja Patrick Kanyongo, MP, Member. Honorable Serubula Stephen, MP, Member. Honorable Lukamuzi David Kalwanga, MP, Member. Honorable Hanifa Nabukera, MP, Member. Honorable Mayanja Alan, MP, Member. Honorable Joanna Namutwawe, MP, Member. Miss Ruth Ekirapa Bonya, Director, Office of the Leader of Opposition. And Miss Brenda Kaijage, Senior Personal Assistant. I wish on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia to receive our distinguished guests and warmly welcome them in our midst. I thank you. You are most welcome. The next announcement, honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence in the public gallery of the following visitors from Sesheke district. Mr. Wakunuma Zingolo, Sesheke district UPND chairman. Mr. Wamundira Katungu, Sesheke district vice chairman. Mr. Simata Sitali, Sesheke constituency chair. And Mr. Muyapekwa Wakundoti, Sesheke constituency vice chair. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I warmly welcome our visitors in our midst. I thank you. Most welcome. The next announcement, honorable members, order. Honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Salem Christian Academy in Chongwe district. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I warmly welcome our visitors in our midst. I thank you. You are welcome. You may take your seats. The next announcement, honorable members, I wish to inform the House that the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, has been authorized to conduct a sensitization exercise on statutory instrument number 53 of 2024 relating to the road traffic demerit points system regulations. RATSA has prioritized this sensitization exercise with you, members of parliament, owing to the crucial role that you play in disseminating information to your constituents. The purpose of this sensitization exercise is to acquaint you, honorable members, with the provisions of the regulations which seek to enhance road safety by assigning demerit points to drivers who commit traffic offenses. The exercise will take place at the main reception area at Parliament Buildings from Tuesday, which is today, 15th, to Friday, 17th July 2025, between 09 hours and 16 hours. In this regard, all honorable members are encouraged to attend and participate in this important initiative. I thank you. It will be on voluntary basis. The next announcement, honorable members, I wish to inform all members of parliament that the National Assembly Football Club has been permitted to hold the first aerobics mania at the car park near the flagpoles here at Parliament Buildings on Saturday, 26th July 2025, starting at 06 hours. The proceeds of this event will go towards support to club operations. I'll be on hand to grace the event, and it will be open to the general public and other stakeholders. All members are therefore invited to participate in the event, which aims to promote a healthy lifestyle while supporting the club. For registration and purchase of tickets, please contact the National Assembly Football Club chairperson, Mr. Julius Musumali, in the Parliamentary Broadcasting Department, or the club secretary, Mr. Aubrey Chibwati, in the Monitoring and Evaluation Department. I thank you. The last announcement, honorable members, you may recall that on Thursday, 10th and Friday, 11th July 2025, the Minister of Finance and National Planning informed the House that the committee stage of the Supplementary Appropriation 2025 Bill National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2025, Income Tax Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 9 of 2025, and the Customs and Exercise Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2025, would be moved to Wednesday, 23rd July 2025. Contrary to the aforementioned announcement, I wish to inform the House that the committee stage of the above money bills will be moved to tomorrow, Wednesday, 16th July 2025. In this regard, honorable members who may wish to submit their amendments to the bills are encouraged to do so before the end of day today. I thank you. Urgent matters without notice. The Honorable Member for Lunte.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much for the opportunity to raise a matter, an urgent matter without notice directed at our Honor, the Vice President. Madam Speaker, over the past 2 days, the Diggers newspaper has run very disturbing corruption-related transactions at ZAMSA. Madam Speaker, ZAMSA has been audited by the Auditor General, and the Auditor General's report, which was done through PricewaterhouseCoopers, is now sitting in the law enforcement agencies, which is under the Honorable Minister Jack Mwimbu. Madam Speaker, transparency and accountability is a hallmark of good leadership, and we know what the opposite is. Madam, all Auditor General's reports come to this House for deliberation through PAC and other accountability committees. This particular forensic audit, which has highlighted corruption in the UPND government, has not been brought to this Assembly as per these revelations. Madam Speaker, where has accountability gone in this UPND government? Where has transparency gone under this UPND government? Is our Honor, the Vice President, in order to let the Auditor General's report revelations start coming from newspapers instead of coming from PAC, Madam? Is she in order to ensure that work which was funded by the Zambian people, through taxpayers' money, should be coming from out there, coming to the members, rendering all these members irrelevant when it comes to work that they ought to be doing on a daily basis? Madam Speaker, I seek your further direction on the matter.
Order, honorable members. Let's maintain some order. Honorable members, Honorable Member for Lunte, the point that you have raised does not qualify in accordance with our standing orders to be raised as an urgent matter without notice. You are advised to seek other means in which you can bring that matter to the floor of this House. Otherwise, the matter is not admitted. The Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my matter of urgent importance goes to our Honor, the Vice President, since the Minister of Agriculture is not in the House. Madam Vice President, you may agree with me that 2023-2024 season, we had problems with the rains. We had droughts in this country, and we had challenge to have our staple food, which is maize. And we had to import, I think, after a very long time. This year, you may agree with me, some provinces received enough rainfall, and we have got good harvest in some areas of our country. Now, currently, we've seen the Department of FRA going out there to start purchasing maize in some of the provinces and districts. And you agree with me that a good number of districts or provinces, FRA is not there to buy maize. And the briefcase buyers are there to buy maize, and obviously, you know, Zambia has got very porous borders, and some of those maize are being a smuggled. As of today, my question to you is that when will FRA move in and start buying maize, particularly in the Eastern Province, because we haven't seen any point where maize is being purchased? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
So before I respond, there's an indication for a point of order from the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs, Internal Security.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rarely rise on points of order. But today, I'm compelled to raise a point of order on Honorable Kafaya. Madam Speaker, you are aware that the Honorable Member has been very consistent, raising issues on behalf of the public, and today he has raised issues on corruption. Madam Speaker, my point of order is anchored on the traditions of this House. Wait. The traditions of this House, the precedents, and that we also rely on the customs and the procedures in the Commonwealth, as read with our standing orders number 71. Madam Speaker, 2 days ago, the former managing director, Zambia Railways, revealed glaring corruption under the PF. And Madam Speaker, the MD for Zambia Railways then indicated that he was getting instructions from the government to transfer monies to matters that had nothing to do with the Zambia Railways. And I'm aware, Madam Speaker, that the Honorable Member was Minister of Transport then, under which Zambia Railways fell. And Madam Speaker, from the day that revelation was made, the Honorable Member has been very quiet. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to defend the PF. Is he in order? After having been very consistent talking about corruption, but because it involves the PF, where he held the ministry position as transport minister, under which Zambia Railways fell, and he has failed to talk. Is he in order, Madam Speaker, to remain quiet in this House?
Thank you. Order, honorable members. I believe the honorable minister sufficiently debated his point of order, so I don't have to make any ruling on that because it has sufficiently been debated. You can see each other outside. So let's make progress. Let's go back to business. Let's tone down. The honorable member for Nyimba, the matter that you have raised, I believe last week there were two honorable members who raised the same issue. I think there was the honorable member for Nakonde Ompika who were wondering when the food reserve was going to be on the ground to buy the maize. I'm not sure whether the honorable minister or the question was asked, I can't remember, but that matter has been raised before. Let's find out what the outcome of that was. But the honorable minister is not here. Her honor, the vice president, is here. I'm sure the message has been delivered that people want to sell the maize to food reserve. So when is food reserve going to move on the ground. But in terms of it being a matter, an urgent matter without notice, it does not qualify. Maybe the honorable member can explore other ways in which he can bring that issue to the attention of the House. The last one will be the honorable member for Nakonde.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. The matter I wish to raise, Madam Speaker, is directed at the Minister of Health and also the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. Madam Speaker, we have some patients who came from Nakonde. They were transferred from Nakonde to UTH. These patients, Madam Speaker, they have been worked on, and the government has failed to transport them back because there are no ambulances. And this, Madam Speaker, brings me now to the issue of the matter of urgent without notice. Madam Speaker, I would want you to use your discretion to admit this point, this urgent matter, because we released money that government should purchase ambulances. And Madam Speaker, government has taken a casual approach on this matter. People are dying, Madam Speaker, all over because of the ambulances. Instead of government taking legal actions, they're taking legal actions against innocent people like Lungu family. They want the body seriously without, Madam Speaker, first deal with this matter of ambulances. Madam Speaker, I seek your serious guidance why government should be petty, dealing with issues that doesn't matter most, taking innocent people to court instead of taking the contractor to court, so that this contractor, Madam Speaker, should bring the ambulances. Where are the ambulances? The money we have paid, the ambulances are there, but the ambulances are not here. We would want, Madam Speaker, to seek your serious guidance on this matter so that this government should explain to us why ambulances haven't reached. Madam Speaker, I seek your serious guidance. Thank you.
Order, honorable members. What's the point of order, honorable member from PIC?
Madam Speaker, I thank you so much for this opportunity to rise on a point of order against the honorable member of parliament for Nakonde. Madam Speaker, the honorable member of parliament for Nakonde has submitted the issue of ambulances, which form the health infrastructure and systems. However, Madam Speaker, he has failed to include the fact that $50 million was suspended by the US government from the Ministry of Health.
Order. Honorable member from PIC, I'm sure you are aware or you are well versed with the information on what constitutes a point of order. That definitely is not a point of order, honorable member from PIC. I don't know whether today we want to turn this house into a laughing stock or something like that. You know the rules, honorable members. Point of order on who I'm still guiding the honorable member from PIC. So the honorable member from PICA is out of order. Now let's go to the point that honorable member for Nakonde was trying to raise. Honorable member for Nakonde, you started very well. Then suddenly you brought in extraneous issues which are not fit to be discussed before this honorable house. So please, Honorable Member for Nakonde, if you want to discuss the issue of who took who to court, find another avenue that you are going to debate that. Not as an urgent matter without notice. Even the issue of ambulances, I think it has been gracing the newspapers, the public for a long time. It doesn't qualify to be raised as an urgent matter without notice. So your matter is not admitted. Honorable Member for Mkushi South, what is your point of order?
Madam Speaker, it has been overtaken.
Thank you very much. Just be gentle with that microphone, Honorable Member for Mkushi. It has not wronged you in any way. So let's make progress. I have permitted the Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services to present a ministerial statement. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services. Honorable members, you do recall that there are standing orders which are still in force. So if you don't comply, who said you, Honorable Member for Lundazi? Yes, I heard you say. I will make you read the standing orders and you read your sanctions. So please, let's be compliant. The Honorable Minister may continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for granting me this opportunity to deliver a ministerial statement on the impact of Zambia's flagship social protection programs, particularly the social cash transfer, SCT, and cash for work interventions, which have proven to be critical lifelines for our most vulnerable citizens during times of economic hardship and national emergencies. Madam Speaker, let me begin by reiterating government's unwavering commitment to improving the quality of life for the poor and vulnerable in our country. In pursuit of this commitment, we continue to implement targeted social protection programs aimed at supporting incapacitated households, such as families headed by the elderly persons, persons with disabilities, child-headed households, and individuals suffering from chronic illnesses. These households are supported through non-contributory social assistance programs, such as the Social Cash Transfer Program. Madam Speaker, Zambia has faced multiple shocks in recent years, such as the erratic rainfall patterns due to climate change, which resulted in the severe drought experienced during the 2023-2024 farming season, which the President, Ms. Hakainde Hichilema, declared a national disaster and emergency on the 29th February 2024. This led to the targeting of 952,370 households across 116 districts, with 726,361 of these in the 84 most severely affected districts, all of whom have since been benefiting from the Emergency Cash Transfer, ECT. These were implemented alongside the 1.3 million households already on the regular social cash transfer program, who received top-ups to strengthen their resilience during the crisis. Madam Speaker, through these efforts, over 2 million households across the country were reached with much-needed support during this difficult time. This comprehensive safety net provided by government with the generous support of our cooperating partners aimed to alleviate the impacts of the drought for a period of 12 months from May 2024 to April 2025. Madam Speaker, the Cash for Work program has also played a significant role in our response to crisis, coordinated in partnership with the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, and local councils. This initiative provides short-term employment to vulnerable individuals affected by disasters. Participants have been engaged in community projects such as road maintenance, drainage clearing, tree planting, and water conservation, while earning an income to support their households. This dual benefit approach not only empowers households economically, but also contributes to local development and climate resilience, leaving a lasting impact on both people and infrastructure. Madam Speaker, evidence from government assessments and independent evaluations shows that these social protection interventions have far-reaching impacts. They have, 1, improved food security and nutrition at households; 2, increased access to education and healthcare services; 3, prevented harmful coping mechanisms such as school dropouts, gender-based violence, and asset sales; 4, enabled small livelihood investments such as poultry farming and trading; and lastly, 6, stimulated social markets, local markets supporting rural economies and small businesses. Madam Speaker, following the end of the emergency cash transfer program, I wish to inform this Honorable House that the emergency cash transfer program is currently undergoing a comprehensive review aimed at assessing its impact, efficiency, sustainability, to inform potential expansion and guide the formulation of strategic next steps to better serve our vulnerable people. Based on the findings of this review, the government will improve coordination, expand digital systems, and strengthen collaboration with various partners. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, I wish to underscore that social protection is not a handout. It is an investment in human dignity, an engine for inclusive growth, and a pillar for national development. So social protection is not a handout. As we strive together toward a more equitable and resilient Zambia, we remain as a ministry firmly committed to safeguarding the well-being of our most vulnerable and ensuring that no Zambian is left behind. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members are now free to ask questions on points of clarification on the ministerial statement presented by the Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services. The Honorable Member for Chitambo.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much for the statement. In Chitambo, Madam Speaker, we have a word called the Ruombo word. And this word is more like an island. And I know that cash for work is paid through phones. It takes the people of Ruombo ward about 5 kilometers or so to get to the network for them to access money. And as we speak right now, some have managed to get the money, but most of them up to now have not yet gotten paid, despite them having worked for this money. My question to you, Minister, is there any other ways that you would like to pay these people so that they can benefit from the hard work that they rendered to society? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Before I respond to the question, I, as a woman leader, I would wish to express my gratitude to the Copper Queens for their achievements scored so far. And I wish them well for this Friday's date with Nigeria. Madam Speaker, coming to the question. Madam Speaker, last year in March, I presented on the floor of the House the interventions that were put in place. And one such intervention was the emergency social cash transfer and the cash for work. Madam Speaker, out of accountability, I have come back to the House to inform the House how we performed and lessons learned. And I've also explained that we are using that data to improve the services going forward. Yeah. I will not shy away that it was very challenging. The President declared an emergency on the 29th of February. Within a month, we had to target over 300 homes, 3 million homes, and arrive at 970 to be placed on social cash transfer. And also, those who are not very desperate were placed on cash for work. So we are learning, and in future, we'll do better. In terms of payments via the Airtel service provider, we are all experiencing challenges with Airtel as a service provider. So, yes, indeed, our people worked and they're waiting for the pay. They will soon receive it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chilubi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Allow me to first declare interest that some of the things that I'm going to ask the Minister, she knows about them, but the situation has not improved. And I think I would like to appreciate that she has done her own measures. Whereas I realize that cash for work was given to a lot of districts, in Chirubi we do not have cash for work, even when we have some of the conditions that meet cash for work. Aside to that, I want to ask the minister if she knows that social protection services in Chilubi have been highly politicized, where they have been given as a benefit or reward for political party members. That is what is happening in Chilubi, and I think the minister is not strange to that story. She has intervened, as I said earlier, but this behavior has continued. Because what I believe is that these are services that are provided for in the budget and are supposed to benefit every Zambian, not discriminated on political party lines. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member of Parliament for Chilubi, for that contribution. Madam Speaker, I'm aware of the challenges in Chilubi, and the Honorable Member of Parliament has already stated that we are working to resolve the many issues that they experience in Chilubi. And I just also want to congratulate him for the involvement in all the programs that we carry in Chilubi as a ministry. Very few, Madam Speaker, very few members of Parliament follow these programs to the latter to make sure that if it's fertilizer distribution, to make sure that the right persons are getting the fertilizer, and that people are not selling the fertilizer, but they are actually planting and harvesting and stocking up. It's during that process that he has discovered the challenges that he's referring to in Chilubi. Madam Speaker, the members of Parliament, sorry, I know we are not supposed to debate each other, like the Honorable Member of Parliament for Monze. I know behind here they say that he's been here 40 years, but he's very involved in all the programs under this ministry. And as such, we don't have issues in his constituents. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kwacha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity given. Honorable Minister, I would like to, through you, thank the government of the Republic of Zambia, through the hardworking His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for the interventions that the government has put in place to alleviate the suffering of the many Zambians through social cash transfer as well as cash for work. Now, I would want to find out, Honorable Minister, if there are any prospects to increase the social cash transfer amount from the current amount to something much higher, so that that can add the impact on the many elderly men and women in the country. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Member of Parliament for Kwacha, for that contribution and question. At the same time, it is our desire, Madam Speaker, as an implementing ministry of these social protection programs, to make sure that the transfer value is increased. The transfer value for social cash transfer was increased last year in May. There were top-ups on those on traditional social cash transfer. There was a top-up of 200 kwacha. And we are in discussion with our cooperating partners to see how possible we can increase the transfer value on the traditional social cash. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Isoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Isoka, do you have a point of order, Honorable? What's the point of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you know me, I rarely rise to give a point of order unless in circumstances where it is compelling. And this particular one is very compelling. My point of order, Madam Speaker, is premised on Standing Orders number 243, which speaks to getting permission in order to be absent from the House as regards members of Parliament. Read together with Standing Order number 223, 1, 2, and 3. Failure to attend sittings. Madam Speaker, last week, the former First Lady, Mrs. Esther Lungu, submitted in a South African High Court that the former First Lady's family do not intend to come back to Zambia as they feel unsafe. One of the members of this House, who is also a member of that family, by the name of Mrs. Tasila Lungu Mwansa, Member of Parliament for Chawama constituency, is also out there and a member of this family. Madam Speaker, I would like you to make a ruling on this. Is this House in order to consider Mrs. Tasila Lungu Mwansa as a member of this House when she has no intention of coming back, as expressed in South Africa, depriving the people of Chawama representation, as it were? Madam Speaker, I need your serious ruling. I submit.
Order, honorable members. Order. Ruling is reserved. The honorable member for Isoka, you can proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, social cash transfer is there to reduce poverty and intergenerational poverty. But there are some beneficiaries who are getting this social cash transfer who are not supposed to get social cash transfer. What is the ministry going to do on the beneficiaries who are not supposed to get this money? Because social cash transfer is not supposed to be given to those who are not beneficiaries. What is government going to do on these people who are getting social cash transfer, but they are not supposed to get it? I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Member of Parliament for Isoka, for that observation, report, and question. Madam Speaker, there are 5 categories of beneficiaries on social cash transfer. One is the child-headed household. That's the first category. Second category is the female-headed household. This is a household of a young mother with young children below the age of 15. And this is the future of this country. The third category is the severely disabled person, not just disabled, but severely disabled. The fourth category is the elderly, which is almost at the tail end, the elderly. The last category is the chronically ill, And this category is the one which keeps changing, dropping and rising because of the nature of the status. Now, it is very difficult for us at head office to know that in that household, they are not eligible to receive social cash transfer, even after the targeting has been done. Honorable members of Parliament, you heard me praise one member of Parliament from Monze, who is very involved in the targeting. He was involved in the targeting of beneficiaries of social cash transfer, of food security pack, emergency social cash transfer, and whatever evidence he has compared to the evidence collected by district social welfare officers, the CWA committee, it speaks the same language. Let's all get involved in these programs. We are just an implementing ministry working for you. We are your servants. So give us the right information and we'll act on that information. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Lufuvu.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, how I wish I was also recognized by your ministry, because I do follow up. Honorable Minister, you're doing a great job. And Ngabwe, the district that was not even known, neglected seriously, this time we are benefiting. And your officers that you have on the ground, I think we can't ask for more. We really appreciate you, Honorable Minister. Now, Honorable Minister, every time I stand to talk to you, I only request for one thing. You know there is a great migration of people from other areas to Ngabwe. The population that was less than 20 million 4 years ago, we are over 20,000. We are over 50,000 people now. Now, Honorable Minister, this increase, the increase is moving at a very high rate, whereas social services are remaining at the same stage. Will you consider to increase the beneficiaries in that area, which has grown from 20,000 to over 50,000 within 4 years? Please, Honorable Minister, on the packs for fertilizer and also for social cash transfer, please, will you be able to increase? And the people of Lufuvu are begging you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And thank you, Honorable MP Pongabwe. And indeed, I appreciate your involvement. Madam Speaker, I want to inform this House that the targeted caseload for social cash transfer beneficiaries was standing at 1.3 million, which has dropped due to the category of the chronically ill. It has dropped to 1.264. We are on the ground, Honorable Member of Parliament, and I'm sure you've seen officers targeting new beneficiaries. We will be coming back to this House to announce the new figure by August 31st would have completed. I submit.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me make mention this to the Minister. Minister, it's very difficult in some of these constituencies you see. It's very difficult for the officers to work with parliamentarians from the opposition side. They are very jittery. So it's difficult to get data or to get details of what is happening. I'm not saying that is part of Nyimba. Nyimba, we are not facing such. But my question to you, Madam Minister, lately we have seen a good number of people being dropped on the list for social cash transfer, especially in the following wards of Nyimba districts, Kaliwe, Katipa, as well as Chinsimbwe. And Madam Speaker, you may wish to know that on the food security pack, Nyimba has performed exemplary well. And I only wish the Ministry of Agriculture would have taken the solution you have when it comes to social security pack, would have not had ghost farmers getting fertilizer, because it has been a success in Nyimba. Now, to you, Madam Minister, why is it that the people in my district, in my constituency, who are supposed to be on social cash transfer, are being dropped? Then those we know that these surely are able to manage anything. They can work, they can go to the field and do the cultivation, are being left on the social security, beneficiary of social security issues. So the question is, the following, the three words, I hope you can get them: Kaliwe, Katipa, and Chinsimbwe. We've lost a good number of people out of this program. How is it that the people should be benefiting are being dropped and are being replaced by able-bodied people? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member of Parliament for Nyimba, for that information and for the question. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Member engages very well with my office, and I'm surprised to learn about that development of segregation in that area. Nyimba 2022, 2024 farming season was one of the best performing in terms of food security pack. From the recoveries, they managed to buy a tractor, and a very big tractor, an industrial tractor, and other farming equipments. I will send officers from the ministry next week to verify this information. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, the people of Chinsali have never received any cash for work, so they have been wondering the criteria that the government has been using to identify districts and constituencies which should benefit from cash for work. So would you kindly, Honorable Minister, enlighten me as to the issue I've talked about, so that I can explain to my people why they have not been included on the Cash for Work program? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I'm answering on the Cash for Work, I want to declare that this is not my baby. But because my ministry is mandated to implement all social protection programs in the country, I've taken keen interest in Cash for Work. And I know how many people in Mochinga are on Cash for Work. And Madam Speaker, in Muchinga province, where Chinsali is the provincial center, we have 75,766 beneficiaries on cash for work. Tomorrow, I'll share the details with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Chinsali. Madam Speaker, I'm standing here to answer questions on cash for work because of the confusion on the ground. We get numerous phone calls about cash for work. And because we operate as one government policy, we work on the reports without telling beneficiaries that this is actually not our mandate. But tomorrow I'll sit down with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Chinsali and show him how many beneficiaries are on cash for work in his constituency. And Madam Speaker, he's not the first one. So many members of Parliament have approached me to say that we segregated, we didn't take cash for work in Northern Province. And when you give them the data and the names and the telephone number, they get surprised. Sometimes our people don't tell their MPs what they are benefiting, on which programs they are on. I submit.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Iteshi.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. And the Minister, thank you for the ministerial statement that you have given with regard to social protection programs in the country. Madam Speaker, in Tonga we say, Utalumbi Mubwa. That adage entails that he who doesn't appreciate is a dog. Is a puppy. Minister, it has had less than 3,000 caseloads of people who are on social cash transfer. Today, we are talking about 9,400 people. If you throw a stone in it, there's a chance that it will land on someone who is on social cash transfer. If that's not the case, it will be on the cash for work or it will be on CDF. That is the status. Now, I know we can want more, but there is a limitation, and I know we would want the number to increase. Now, Minister, the distances for the CWACs is a bit far in some places. Do you have any plans to provide perhaps even motorbikes? I know you've given us a vehicle for the first time in the history of ITSS. Are you thinking of also motorbikes so that the CWACs can be able to do a proper management of reviewing the cases, checking on who is retiring, who is being went off, so that there's that kind of efficiency in this project which is being managed very well? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member of Parliament for Testeji, for your contribution and question. Yes, indeed, Madam Speaker, before the end of the year, we will be coming to this August House to make an announcement on the number of bicycles that we are purchasing with the help of the World Bank, the number of vehicles that we have purchased so far, the number of trucks now that the ministry has purchased, and also the number of motor bicycles that we have purchased. When we do that, it will empower our members of Parliament to know what type of equipment is sitting in their constituencies. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Feiro.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I would like to thank the Minister for an eloquent statement that she has made. I'm even wondering why we don't get ministerial statements from her. Madam Speaker, we have been with the UPND government 4 years now. They make very good statements, but on the ground it's a different scenario. Minister, you have given us another or an attempt to give a very good statement for what is regarding to cash for work and social cash transfer. Have you checked what is happening on the ground? And my question is, what kind of evaluation system are you using? Or is it just mere reports you are receiving from the officers who, in most cases, will just lie? And we had the Livingstone case in one of the reports here with regard to cash for work. So I want you to tell the nation and the people of FARA in particular what evaluation system as to whether these programs are working or not. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Community Development and Social Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in March, April, I presented a statement in this House that we are going to put about 1 million beneficiaries on emergency social cash transfer. So I would want to throw it back to the Member of Parliament for FARA. Was this implemented or it was not implemented? It was implemented, Madam Speaker. Not only did we put the poor and vulnerable people on the emergency social cash transfer, which I came to talk about, we also lobbied for more money to top up on beneficiaries of the regular social cash transfer. So we implemented more than 100% in that aspect. Secondly, the cash for work, I have said it was new and there were challenges and we are getting information. Madam Speaker, I expected from this Honorable House submissions. Maybe they plan to give written submissions on how best we can save our poor and vulnerable people. This is your project being implemented on your behalf by my ministry. Where you see that you have got challenges, Madam Speaker, my office is always open to receive these complaints and suggestions. As for FARA, if indeed the emergency social cash transfer was not implemented, it is a serious anomaly and an audit query as to what happened to the money. Secondly, Madam Speaker, on who is carrying out this evaluation, cooperating partners are the World Bank, IMF, FCDO. They are on the ground, UNICEF. They are all on the ground giving us reports. If you come to my office, I'll be able to share the reports that we have received so far. Should this House feel that I should come back with evidence to show where we are getting this data from, I'm more than willing to do that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Questions for oral answer under Standing Order 80. The Honorable Member for Mpika.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Question number 372.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Kapianga Mpika constituency has got 3 questions to ask the Minister of Agriculture. A, whether the government has any plans to hand over ownership of infrastructure at the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries site in Mpika district to the Chikwanda Royal Establishment. B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. And C, if there are no such plans, why? Answer to question A, Madam Speaker. Currently, the government has no plans to hand over ownership of infrastructure at the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries site in Mpika district to the Chikwanda Royal Establishment or any other private or public institutions. Madam Speaker, I don't know whether this question came from a written request that government should hand over this institution or not. Answer to question B, as in A above, no plans will be implemented. C, farm institutes are an integral part of the extension system to promote agricultural services to farmers and skills development for ministerial staff. In addition to the conventional roles of farm institutes, the Ministry of Agriculture has designated the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries site as a mechanization center of excellence for Muchinga province. To this effect, the ministry has already provided some equipment to the center. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions, the Honorable Member from Mpika.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister, for your answer. Madam Speaker, please allow me to give a bit of context to the question at hand. The site in question, Madam Speaker, was a construction site when a company called Gojifa was doing the Mpika-Kasama Road. At that time, the contractor approached the chief then, Chief Chikwanda, to ask for a construction site land. And the chief decided to displace the people who were living there because the contractor told the chief that I would leave the site with you. So the chief decided to displace the people who were living there, and a site was constructed. In 1980, when they finished constructing that road, the contractor went back to the chief to hand over the site. And they did. Thereafter, there was a bit of some confusion within the chiefdom, and the council, the Mpika District Council, decided to take over the site. Then Minister of Agriculture approached the Mpika District Council to say, we want to be using this site in the meantime for our activities, and there is an NGO that we want to partner with. Mpika District Council agreed. And that's how the ministry has taken over the site. Madam Speaker, for the information of the public, that site is not there in the government inventory as a property of GRZ. This matter, Madam Speaker, has not started today. Even the then Secretary to the Cabinet in 2017 was approached, and he was in the process of handing over this site back to the rightful owners, who is the royal establishment. The minister has answered that there are no plans to hand over back the site. And according to him, they are using it for agriculture-related lessons. That is not there, Madam Speaker. The whole thing is dilapidated now. That is not there. There is no single activity apart from renting out a few buildings within the site. The rest are collapsing. Honorable Minister, please. Honorable Minister, why wouldn't the government hand over back the site to the Chikwanda Royal Establishment, who, if you checked details or facts from 1976 to 1980, you will find that they are the right owners of that site. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Acting Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member of Parliament. Madam Speaker, I've just heard new information regarding the ownership and the genesis of the whole problem. What I've got with me is the statement that I've read out. As to whether this institution is not in the government registry, Madam Speaker, I need to get back to the office to verify this statement, then we'll get back to the Honourable Member of Parliament. Submit.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Shuangandu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to make a follow-up question, although it's now a bit difficult because the Honourable Minister says he has to go and get some more information on this matter. But even as you do, Honourable Minister, you must appreciate the fact that this facility is sitting on traditional land. The royal, the chiefdom, as you know, sometimes go into some understandings with contractors. And so to say that this facility belongs to any institution in the absence of title deeds might be a challenge. So as you come back, you look at those factors because as far as we know, these facilities which were left by a contractor are sitting on a traditional piece of land. And so you need to strike a balance. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. It was a comment. Honourable Member for Mandevu.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to ask the Minister a question. But before I do, perhaps, Madam Speaker, with your indulgence, allow me to just make a comment on the cash for work in Mandevu, which I had uploaded when it began. But I wanted to bring to the fore that the officers at the council have never bought tools. The people who do cash for work in town will just go to play.
Order, Honourable Member for Mandevu. The only challenge I have, order. The only challenge I have is that the Honourable Minister will not have an opportunity to respond to you because we have closed that segment. So, Honourable Members, I will encourage you to engage Honourable Ministers. So if you have that issue which is still outstanding, please do engage the Honourable Minister. If you are not satisfied, you can put in a question. But you may proceed with the other question regarding this question number 372.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your guidance. It's a good program, although the officers are not taking it seriously, and hence it may not give the results that are supposed to come out of that program. Minister, you have said you will get back to the Honourable Member from Pika after you check. How are you going to get back to him? Because he has asked this question through this Honourable House so that his people are able to get the response. Will you come back to address the matter through this Honourable House, or he has to come to your office? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Acting Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, either way, we will do. We will engage the Honourable Member of Parliament as well as come back to the House to clarify the matter and submit.
Thank you. The Honourable Member from Pika.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and Minister, once again, I appreciate you for the response. Madam Speaker, this is a very serious issue in as far as His Royal Highness is concerned. It has taken way too long for this matter to be resolved, and the establishment, the Chkwanda Royal establishment, is desirous to see that this matter is resolved and they take over the ownership of the site. I want, rather, appeal to the Honourable Minister that this should not just be about we'll get back to the MP and thereafter nothing happens. I need answers from me to go and communicate to the people of Mpika and His Royal Highness the Chief, who you can actually even call after this session, Madam Speaker, and hear for yourself that this is a very serious issue. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member for Mpika, maybe what I would suggest is do engage with the Honorable Minister of Agriculture to find out a solution to this matter. As you have said, it has remained unresolved for a long time. Because why? Because people do not engage. Please, let's engage and find solutions. So we make progress. The next question, the Honorable Member for Kabwata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 373.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Kabwata asked the Minister a question in 3 parts. Whether government has any plans to upgrade Ivanhoe College of Applied Arts and Commerce in Lusaka District to a university. In B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. In C, if there are no such plans, why? Madam Speaker, I wish to inform the House that government has plans to upgrade Ivanhoe College of Applied Arts and Commerce into a polytechnic and not a university. The polytechnic will offer degree programs as appropriate. This initiative forms part of a broader government strategy to enhance skills development ecosystem by transforming selected high-performing technical colleges and trade training institutes into specialized polytechnic training facilities, offering hands-on higher-level qualification beyond a diploma. To add context to this response, the House may wish to note that polytechnics emphasize on practical, hands-on learning and applied sciences in contrast to academic approaches. Polytechnics focus on developing job-ready skills and often have close ties with industry, preparing graduates for specific careers in technology, engineering, and other applied fields. In B, Madam Speaker, as stated in Part A of the question, the government has plans to upgrade Ivanhoe College of Applied Arts and Commerce into a polytechnic. To prepare for its upgrade and other identified institutions, the government is undertaking the following. 1, review of the legal and institutional framework to provide for the establishment and governance of the polytechnics. This review has reached an advanced stage. 2, with the support from cooperating partners, infrastructure expansion and modernization to meet polytechnic standards will commence soon. 3, human capital development, particularly upskilling and reskilling of technical staff to match the anticipated polytechnic level demands. These preparatory steps are necessary to ensure that the transformed institution is fit for purpose and capable of contributing meaningfully to the country's industrialization and human capital development goals. In view of the response given above, Part C of the question automatically falls off. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions, the Honourable Member for Kabwata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable Minister, I think this has actually been going on for some time. And the issue of upgrading Evelyn Horn into a polytechnic, it has been a song for many, many years. Yeah, so I just wanted to find out, especially that you've mentioned that you intend to upgrade the infrastructure and also upgrade the staff. Would you be in the position to give the exact time when exactly this thing will be done? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you for that follow-up question. Of course, this particular issue has been a challenge to government for many years, partly because of inadequate resource and indeed many other factors. That's why we have said in the answer that we have approached cooperating partners, and as I speak, we are processing a grant from the World Bank of $120 million that will support 4 polytechnics in Zambia. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, I just want to thank you for that brilliant idea. Because this country, Madam Speaker, we've created a lot of managers coming out of universities with degrees, but no hands-on when deployed in industries. And you've mentioned that you are processing 100 million from World Bank. Is Northern Technical College part of the colleges you are going to upgrade to Polytechnic? Because my understanding they're the same level with everyone. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. NOTEC is one of the 4 that have been selected for the upgrade. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mwandi.
Thank you so very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, a quick review of how many public universities that we have in this country. We only have 9. And in Lusaka province, there's only the University of Zambia and the medical university that we have. Western province has none. So when it comes to competition, it becomes very, very difficult for our children to get this into public universities because there are so many, very few. So what statistics did you use to inform you, instead of upgrading Evelyn Horn into a proper university and to take it into the main university that we want to take it into? Because I think that the children that are coming from these provinces where we do not have public universities are really, really struggling. I submit.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, if I heard the question properly, it's an option of upgrading Evelyn Horn into a university instead of a polytechnic. Is that the question? Madam Speaker, the demands in this economy, in terms of economic transformation, has considerably shifted to hands-on solutions. And that's why we need to tell our children, wherever they come from, that the future opportunities are greater with hands-on training as opposed to academic qualification. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kabwata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, you mentioned about the issue of upgrading and infrastructure, and that this institution, once it is upgraded, it will have the status of a polytechnic. I want to find out whether you've taken into consideration the issue of equipment and machinery, because I believe that a polytechnic college needs serious equipment that is supposed to be used by the learners. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, just to provide comfort to the Honourable Member of Parliament for Kabwata, this will be perhaps beyond an upgrade. It will include equipment, brand new equipment. It will include the tools. It will include technology. It will include transformation of the syllabus, it will include the recruitment of additional qualified staff. So it will be total transformation of Ivan Horn as you have never seen before. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chieng.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, the polytechnic that is going, I mean, the Evelyn Horn, which is going to be converted to a polytechnic. At the moment, most of students there are struggling to pay the tuition fees. Now, Madam Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister if the government is going to introduce also bursaries for these students who are going to be now in the polytechnic. I think it will be even slightly expensive or more expensive than it was before. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, at the moment, the students that are at Ivan Horn are being financed in two ways. They are direct bursaries from the Ministry of Technology. Number two, there are also those that are sponsored courtesy of CDF. So the struggle for fees is non-existent. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Namwala.
Thank you so very much, Madam Speaker. Through you to the Minister. Minister, may I know if after the change of the status of the college from college to university, all the courses that have been offered by Evelyn Horn will continue at the university level? I submit.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, education is a ladder, and you continue to climb until you have no more strength to climb. So in a polytechnic, you have a certificate, then you can upgrade to a diploma, then you can upgrade to a degree, and so on and so forth. So it depends on your appetite, ability, and desire. I thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. From the answers, questions and answers, I believe we have exhausted this question. Let's make progress. Next question, the honorable member for Kasama Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 347.
The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. And the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kasama Central, Honorable Sibongile Mwamba, asks the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development whether the government has any plans to start recycling waste to reduce landfill waste. If so, when the plans will be implemented, if there are no such plans, why? And what measures are being taken to ensure consistent and efficient management of waste countrywide. Madam Speaker, the response from the ministries, the government has plans to promote value addition of recyclable waste. To this effect, government has invited the expression of interest from the private sector for the establishment of either material recovery facility or waste-to-energy plant at Chunga landfill under public-private partnership model. Once implemented, the project is expected to significantly reduce the volume of waste disposed at landfill and create green jobs through enhanced recycling and resource recovery initiative. The tender process for this initiative closed on the 9th of May this very year, and the procurement is currently underway. evaluation of submission has been completed and the ministry is in the process of issuing the request for proposal to shortlisted bidders. Implementation of this project is expected to commence once the procurement process is concluded and a preferred bidder is selected, anticipated before the end of this very year. The plans are indeed in place as outlined in B and D to ensure consistent and efficient solid waste management across the country. The government, through the ministry, is implementing a range of strategic measures aimed at strengthening infrastructure and the supportive policy framework. These measures, which are being rolled out progressively, include the following. 1, waste collecting equipment and facilities. Local authorities, with support from the government, are procuring refuse collection equipment and constructing essential waste management infrastructure using their own resources and also the Constituency Development Fund. The equipment includes skip trucks, compactor trucks, tractor trailers, and the development of transfer stations. So separation of solid waste. Number 2, the ministry is promoting segregation of waste at source through the introduction of sorting and transfer stations at the community level. This initiative is aimed at improving the recovery of recyclable materials and reducing the volume of waste sent to landfills. Pilot implementation is already underway in Chongwe, that is, and Lusaka. For example, in Kanyama, Baulen, and Mandevu. Number 3, development of the National Solid Waste Management Policy. The government is in the final stages of completing the National Solid Waste Management Policy. This policy will provide a comprehensive and harmonized framework to guide solid waste management across the country. These measures are indeed to improve refuse collection, transfer, and final disposal systems, and to help address the challenge of uncollected waste. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The supplementary questions, the Honourable Member for Kasama Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Your response seems very positive, and I'm very happy to learn that the tender processes have gone through, and I pray that everything will soon come to fruition and it should not just be an academic exercise. You have spoken about the PPP initiative. I wanted to find out, Honourable Minister, what funding or partnerships will support the recycling programs and how will they be sustained in the long term? I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much, and I would like to thank the Member of Parliament for Kasama Central and also assure that indeed what I've read through is the government's position to say waste indeed has been a menace for so many years, actually. We, as a country, we never took measures immediately, but now we have a mammoth task. That's what has made us also to look at the capacities of the local authorities and also think of the PPPs. So when you talk of funding, definitely it has to be the private partner to partner with the government through the local Ministry of Local Government and also local authorities. So meaning the government will do its part, as you might be aware, and we are seeing this waste now as sort of a low-hanging fruit. So that is part of the capital that we are also ensuring that we attract investment for the same venture. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Matero.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and Honourable Minister. Thank you for that question. And the MP for Kasama, thank you for the question, because it's very cardinal to ask the people of Matero. That's where the landfill, Chunga landfill is. All the constituencies of Lusaka any residue is taken there, and there's mountains and mountains. Honorable Minister, when there was a great mayor of this city, this project took off, but there was a snag. The partners wanted government guarantee, which couldn't be obtained at that time. And also the refuse, they said they needed the one from Kafue and Chongwe to come, because the more there is, the more the project was going to work. Question, Honorable Minister, can you assure the people of Matero, where this huge landfill of the country, maybe even Lusaka, maybe even Africa it's huge, that this particular project will indeed take off, as you have said, end of this year, and indeed you get the guarantee you need from the central government to attract your partners, and also that you compensate the people of Matero that have been affected by those residue. People like me and the residents there, we are affected by non-stop landfill and refuse and waste material from the entire Lusaka. Honorable Minister, can you assure the people of Matero this project will take off, and that you compensate us for the fumes that we encounter every day there? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Honorable Member of Parliament from Motero, it's really gratifying that you had made an effort when we are the mayor of this great city. Now, I don't know what happened. I think you would have gone further to tell us what made this not to take off. But otherwise, Honorable Member, I can assure you, sir, that the President Hakainde Chilema is very much serious on this issue. Very, very serious. He is the one who is driving the agenda of making sure that waste management issue is resolved as a matter of urgency. Sir, under the able leadership of President Hakainde Chilema, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, he is very, very serious. So we are receiving a lot of monitoring and support from the President that we do the right thing. This time around, a right thing will be done. And when you talk of that waste should move from Kafue to Chunga, where we intend to have the main activity in terms of investment. We want to see this waste matter, Honorable Member, as money, something that you can go and sell. I think that's where we should be driving to. That's what will help a lot of Zambia to even look at it and keep it nice, because they will know to say, once you collect enough, where you are taking to Chonga, you will make money. So the best is to inculcate a sense of putting an economic value to the so-called waste, because now there will be value from it. In terms of compensation, I don't think I'm the right person as a Minister of Local Government to talk about compensation. I'll be misleading. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kasama Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've spoken about pilot projects that are currently running in Chongwe as well as Lusaka. And most of the time, most of the pilot projects begin only in Lusaka district. And there's definitely a need to improve waste collection and disposal in rural and underserved areas. My question is that which other local authorities do you plan to pilot these recycling initiatives? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Honorable Member of Parliament, thank you for that follow-up question. Madam Speaker, I can safely say we have some investors who are interested to invest on the copper belt. They want to cut Chingola, Kasumbalesa, Chirabombe, that is, Kitwe and Ndola. So far, apart from what is obtaining here, on the copper belt, there is a lot of interest. So if you have any other company or firm that is very much interested, the door remains open. The door remains open, or any idea. There are a lot of companies, Madam Speaker, that want to do even recycling. Even at a smaller volume, it's most welcome. Thank you so much.
What's the point of order, Honorable Member for Kabushi?
Yes.
Madam Speaker, thank you for an opportunity. Madam Speaker, I heard the Member of Parliament for Matelo praising himself that he was a great mayor of Lusaka. And yet he promised the people of Lusaka that he was going to give them free Wi-Fi, which he never fulfilled, and only our Republican President, Mr. Hakainde, fulfilled. Is it in order, Madam Speaker, to mislead this House and the general public? I submit. Standing order number 71.
Order. I believe the Honorable Member for Matero was in order. I was just reflecting on his performance, past performance. So sometimes you can imagine that you performed in this way. So you can look back. There's nothing wrong with that. So he was not out of order, he's in order. Let's make progress, Honorable Members. The Honorable Member for Chifubu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Recycling involves diverting the material from the waste streams and also repurposing them for new products, hence conserving the landfill. This in itself, Honorable Minister, creates business, particularly for private players. And we have seen a lot of these private players who are found in these dump sites trying to salvage some of the recyclable materials without adhering to the environmental requirements and other council requirements that are put in place. What is your ministry doing to ensure that there is adherence to this and the law is being enforced for those who are violating the conditions? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And Honorable Member of Parliament for Chifubu, thank you for that follow-up question. Madam Speaker, the right thing should be done. If we have people are going to these dump sites and collecting recyclable material, I think the best we can do is just to also alert the local authorities to say they should be on top of things, because there is value in that sort of, which is not, we call now, waste is also a resource. So it's important that the local authorities, they take keen interest, because there is revenue in this. So they need to regulate this dump site and also formalize those who want to do investment in terms of recycling. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member from Bavala.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving this opportunity to the people of Bavala to ask a follow-up question. But before that, I want to thank the people of Mangunza, definitely, in Mwanancheo, Sivuga, and Maoka, and Mangunza itself, on the resounding victory in the by-election last week. And also we joined the people of Kalurushi, Sorezi, and Kasempa in that might win of the UPND under the able leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, our Commander-in-Chief. Madam Speaker, Honorable Minister, the issue of solid waste management, you have talked about the policy which you are finalizing. What measures are you taking, Honorable Minister, to move from policy to implementation by virtue of having bylaws in the councils that can manage the enforcement of garbage management in the country? We seem to have very good pilots all over the country that have happened so many years, and a number of them are very much successful. However, enforcement in the various councils around the country remains a big challenge. And is the ministry thinking about sponsoring bylaws in these councils that will ensure that solid waste management laws or bylaws are enforced at the local level? You will never see a council policeman arresting somebody for throwing garbage anyhow, or throwing a banana leaf or a cob or anything. Can we see some bylaws being enforced? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. Honorable Member of Parliament from Mbabala, who is congratulating himself having delivered a ward by-election in his own constituency. I also congratulate you. Job well done. Madam Speaker, what drives everything is a political will. It drives the agenda of every developmental activity. When I was responding to Matero Member of Parliament, I indicated that there was a lot of political will from the President. And the agenda of the new Dawn administration is that these local authorities, Madam Speaker, going forward, they should stand on their own in terms of own resource. The areas that we are discussing with these local authorities surrounding own resource are the dump sites as well. So they have to see value in this dump site. What do you do when you see value? You have to make sure that you protect that value. So bylaws definitely is part of the agenda that the local authorities, all the local authorities actually, should undertake to protect this value. Because very soon it won't be waste. There will be economic value from it. So it is an asset, indeed, that we can really protect, and making sure that even those who litter around, I think that should be, you don't even need them, you don't even expect the ministry to give a directive. A responsible local authority should undertake such a measure. Madam Speaker, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member for Kaumbwe was actually the last. It's now Honorable Member for Chadiza has also indicated. I'm looking at time. But since there are only two of you, please be precise when asking the questions. The Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, you have mentioned that there is a procurement process for converting the waste to energy. I'm interested to know what is the target power production capacity that you are looking at in that proposal, and where is that contribution going to come from? Which landfill? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And when the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe, thank you for that follow-up question. When you talk of the energy power capacity, I'm very incompetent to respond to that. Maybe Minister of Energy would do. So as we are looking at it as a resource, in terms of those nitty-gritties, I need, if you give me time, of course we are doing what is called open door approach in our offices. I haven't seen you, even tomorrow we can come so that we engage the technocrats to really arrive at exactly the capacity that you are requesting to understand. And when you talk of the partnership, the funding from under PPP, when I was responding to Honorable Member of Parliament for Kasama, I did allude to say the Chunga dump site on its own is a resource. That is capital. So when you are beginning, we are beginning with something that we have. We are seeing what is happening. Even those who have been to Japan, they can attest what is happening from the same resource to say there is value in it. So part of our bargaining power is the dump site that we have. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chadiza, the last.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Minister, we appreciate those responses, to be honest. However, Honorable Minister, you have mentioned that you intend to utilize a PPP model of financing this program. Minister, we have seen, especially in the past, where government has been committed to very unreasonable contracts with regards to triple Ps. So people of Chadiza would want to find out, did you conduct any feasibility study prior to floating this tender? Because it's upon conducting such a thing that would ascertain value for money. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And what is making me comfortable, Honorable Member of Parliament for Chadiza, by the way, I thank you so much, is the fact that private entities, they have shown willingness to invest. It shows that we have what it takes. It shows that they have done their due diligence. It shows that they have done also their feasibility studies. So what we did as a government, looking at what we have as a country, and also with the support that we have seen in terms of those who are willing to invest, it shows that we have done a right thing and we are on a right track. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I have two announcements to make. The first one is that, honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence in the public gallery of senior citizens from Dudumwezi parliamentary constituency. They are being led by Senior Headman Muzuni. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I warmly welcome our visitors in our midst. I thank you. You may take your seats. The next announcement, order, honorable members. The next announcement is regarding grouped questions. Honorable members, as you may have noticed, the next item on the order paper is grouped questions under Standing Order 83 of the National Assembly of Zambia, Standing Orders 2024. Standing Order 83 is one of the new provisions in the National Assembly Standing Orders 2024, which came into effect on 1st April 2024. Let me remind the House that grouped questions are a set of questions for oral answer directed to the Vice President or a minister, which have the same or similar subject matter. The rationale behind grouping questions is to avoid duplication, save parliamentary time, and reduce on backlog of unattended questions. This will allow the House to have focused discussions and improved efficiency. Honorable members, in accordance with the Standing Order 83, the Vice President or a minister who receives more than one question on the same subject matter may seek permission of the Speaker to group the questions and provide a single answer to the House. Therefore, when considering questions under Standing Order 83, all the grouped questions will appear on the order paper on the same sitting. The member whose question appears first among the grouped questions on the order paper shall be called upon to ask their question. When a single answer is provided by the Vice President or a minister, members whose questions are grouped will be given a priority to ask 2 supplementary questions each. Other honorable members may also ask supplementary questions thereafter. I thank you. So here, grouped questions for oral answer under Standing Order 83. The honorable member for Serenge.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker, to be given the privilege to ask the first group question. Question number 375. Thank you.
I have permitted the Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics to respond to questions 375 and 376 as grouped questions.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The honorable members Kandafula and Mutachalo to ask the Minister of Transport and Logistics. Question 1, whether the government has any plans to upgrade the airstrips in Chama district in order to promote tourism. B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. C, what the estimated cost of the project is. And in part D, if there are no such plans, why? The second part of the question, Madam Speaker, part A, when the rehabilitation of the Serenge airstrip in Serenge district will be completed. B, what the cause of the delay in completing the project is. And C, what the time frame for the completion of the project is. Madam Speaker, with your indulgence, I seek to group the following parliamentary questions as they are similar in nature. These are parliamentary questions number 375 and 376, under Standing Orders 83. Response to parliamentary question number 375 and 376, raised by the honourable members of Parliament for Chama North and Serenge Central parliamentary constituents, I wish to inform the August House as follows. A, the government through the Ministry of Transport and Logistics has no immediate plans to rehabilitate Chama airstrip in Chama district or resume the rehabilitation of Serenge airstrip in Serenge district due to resource constraints. This August House may wish to note that government has prioritized the construction and upgrade of provincial and strategic airports that include Solwezi, Mongu, Mansa, Chipata, Kasaba Bay, Choma, and Nakonde. B, the delay in completing the rehabilitation of Serenge airstrip is due to resource constraints. However, the management and administration of all district aerodromes, including Serenge and Chama airstrips, have been handed over to the local authorities in line with Annex C of the Constitution Amendment Act of 2016. I therefore urge the honourable members of Parliament to engage their respective local authorities to consider funding these projects through the Constituency Development Fund. In C, the estimated cost of rehabilitating Chama airstrip to bituminous standards in 2016 stood at 81,115,213 and 86 Ngwe of Zambian kwacha. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions, the Honourable Member for Serenge.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, for that response. When we look at, air transport, it is something that probably we can call, on both sides, we can call yes or no in terms of, emergency landing. Because in Zambia, for example, we have got, airstrips which are actually not conducive for some emergency landing. Then you have also indicated that we can talk to our council to do some budgeting for the same. Is the ministry going to at least put in something as we fight for those monies under CDF? Because CDF is not quite evident enough to do the airstrip. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I totally agree with the Honourable Member about the importance of airstrips, particularly in cases where you may require emergency landings, and that these must be kept in a condition that they'll be able to accommodate such emergency situations. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to lament and say that, I think that airstrips in this country for a very long time were left to deteriorate, and that this administration has decided, as guided by the president, that let us open up all the provinces by way of ensuring that we've got airports in all provincial capitals. We've even gone further that in certain provincial capitals like Nakonde, yes, they do require an airport. As things stand now, the ministry is not in a position to commit to look into making available funds for helping in upgrading of these particular airstrips. Perhaps in the future, once we are done with our program of airport construction and upgrades, perhaps then we may come to consider that particular situation. As things stand, you are guided to take the advice that even CDF can go a long way to actually helping in your plight. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Chama North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Minister, for your responses. Honourable Minister, you mentioned that the government has no immediate plans to rehabilitate the Chama airstrip. Maybe you may be aware, Honourable Minister, that Chama houses Musalango Game Management Area, which is a very good destination for tourists. But we are not able to attract so many tourists because we don't have an airstrip, a suitable airstrip there. Yes, I know that you are prioritizing maybe coming up with those regional airstrip and so on. But don't you think that developing such an airstrip, which will help the country generate a lot of revenue for the country, because we have Musalango Game Management Area there. So don't you think that you can reconsider so that you seriously consider developing that particular airstrip due to the reasons I've already stated? I submit.
Thank you very much. The Honourable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the Honourable Member for the follow-up question. I do totally agree with you on the importance of, tourism potential and its development, and how airstrips can help in that particular regard. Unlike what used to happen in the past, Honourable Member, we really need to cut our cloth according to the size. We are insisting on prudent management of public resources, and for whatever is available at the moment, we do have a priority list which we are going to follow. And similarly to what the response I gave to the other Member of Parliament with a similar question, things may change in the future once we've dealt with the core business of this particular ministry. The Honourable Member may also perhaps do well to get in touch with the Ministry of Tourism. They may have a window that they can work with you to see to it that that particular airstrip may be upgraded for purposes of tourism development. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Ceremonial.
Thank you once again, Madam Speaker. Honourable Minister, human nature, usually there is something where it is written. Human nature is hell-bent on doing wrong things. And that airstrip is like between the CBD and the other upcoming compounds. And encroachment, definitely, very soon, we might experience encroachment on the same. Have you got even some slight plans to beacon the area or ring-fence it? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and once again, thank you to the Honourable Member for the second follow-up question. I do concur with you about the propensity by human beings to do wrong. But this administration under President Hakainde Hichilema has been very emphatic that issues of land encroachment, shall not be condoned. Those that build on land illegally without obtaining good title risk their structures actually being demolished. Would ask that we collaborate with yourself as a Member of Parliament to ensure that there is education of the local people in the area, that their building or indeed encroachment may be an exercise in futility. However, we do take the advice. Given sufficient fiscus, it would be nice to fence off these particular airstrips. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Chama North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister.
Order. As the time is 16:40 hours, I suspend business for 20 minutes for a health break.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Business resumes at 17 hours. Transport and Logistics Minister Honorable Frank Tayali responding to two grouped questions for oral answer under Standing Order number 83. One did come from Mr. Kandafula of Ceremonial constituency, and the other one came from Mr. Mtajalo, Chairman North Member of Parliament. And just about now, we'll have a look at business that has been considered on the floor of the House so far, Matimba.
When business commenced at 14:30 hours, Madam Speaker did make some announcements. Madam Speaker reminded the House that on Thursday, 10th and Friday, 11th July 2025, the Minister of Finance and National Planning informed the House that the committee stage of the Supplementary Appropriation 2025 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2025, Income Tax Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 9 of 2025, and the Customs and Excise Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2025, would be moved on Wednesday, 23rd July 2025.
The other announcement, Madam Speaker, did inform the House that the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, has been authorized to conduct a sensitization exercise on statutory instrument number 53 of 2024 relating to the road traffic demerit point system regulations. RATSA has prioritized this sensitization exercise with members of Parliament owing to the crucial role that they play in disseminating information to their constituents. The purpose of this sensitization exercise is to acquaint honourable members of Parliament with the provisions of the regulations which seek to enhance road safety by assigning demerit point to drivers who commit traffic offences. The exercise would take place on the main reception area at Parliament buildings from Tuesday, 15th Friday to 17th July 2025 between 09 hours and 16 hours. And in that regard, all honourable members have been encouraged to attend and participate in this important initiative.
In the other announcement, Madam Speaker informed all members of Parliament that the National Assembly Football Club has been permitted to hold the first aerobics manual at the car park near the flag poles here at Parliament main buildings on Saturday, 26 July 2025, starting at 06 hours. She did say that she said that she will be on hand to grace the event, and it will be open to the general public and other stakeholders. Madam Speaker said all members are therefore invited to participate in the event, which aims to promote a healthy lifestyle while supporting the club. She said for registration and purchase of tickets, she did say that those who would like to purchase the tickets can contact the National Assembly Football Club chairperson, Mr. Julius Musumali, in the Parliamentary Broadcasting Department, or the club secretary, Mr. Aubrey Chuati, in the Monitoring and Evaluation Department.
Of course, we did have other announcements that we will, talk about a little bit later. Just to mention that we did have a ministerial statement that was delivered by the Minister of Community Development and Social Services on the impact of the Social Cash Transfer and Cash for Work program. Just now, we take a break.
Explore and experience the magnificence that is Zambia. A thrill-seeker's paradise, blessed with some of the most breathtaking adrenaline activities on Earth. Choose from whitewater rafting, to gorge swings, to bungee jumps, and